Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. It's that time again. All right. A little dark in here. I don't have my light set up because I'm using my stand for something else, but not too bad. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. It's another Facebook Live Sunday. It's that time again. I have to use my iPad today, and it's got automated captions, so this ought to be funny. Okay. And I'm trying out a new microphone. It is actually cordless, but it's ginormous. It's like the biggest microphone, might as well be hand holding one. So we're going to see how that works. And everyone's signing on. That's good. Welcome. Welcome to Forever BB Louise, Facebook Live Sunday here at the Beehive. If you're new to the group, welcome, yay. This is a group to learn and share, so make sure you share what you're doing. I love seeing what you guys are working on. I've only seen one photo frame. Only seen one, I wanna see more. So those were a lot of fun to make. Yeah, so today we're gonna be playing with a very unique material that you can do a couple fun things with. There's, there's a few things you can do with it. I like particularly using it for one type of embroidery, and we'll get into that. We'll see what that's all about. But you can do it for other things, and that material is organza. And if you're not familiar with organza, it is a beautiful sheer material. It's a stiffer fill than a chiffon. Chiffon's real flowy, but an organza is a little bit stiffer. So you've probably seen it in curtains or maybe draping a table or something like that. Have you seen it in clothing? Maybe. I don't know. It's a little stiffer, but I mean, it can be used. Absolutely. Anything can be used for clothing, right? We've seen Project Runway. We know those garbage challenges, which are so fascinating. So organza is really cool because you can use it to be the base of your freestanding designs. And I really think that's really cool because you can make nice floaty designs. And if you're not sure what a freestanding design is, I happen to have one over here. Let me show you. This one is not done on organza, but where is it? No, this is all thread. And someone made me this at a class when I taught, I can't remember what city I was in, but I thought it was so beautiful. But this is a freestanding design. It's a little fairy, and this is all thread. So if we get in close, you can see that's all thread. Now, yeah, that's all great and fine, but sometimes you find designs that probably need a little bit more base when they're freestanding. Now, of course, people who make and design freestanding designs, they make it so it's dense enough to stand on its own. But sometimes we want to add something a little bit more elegant in there, and that would be organza. And let me show you what organza looks like. I have so much organza. I have every color under the rainbow. And I'll tell you where to get this, okay? So this is organza. Now you see this folded up. Now if I take, here's a piece I have cut. This is actually blue organza. Number one, it always has like this beautiful sheen to it, but it's really sheer. And so this can be a building block in some of your freestanding designs. Now, I know a lot of you have seen the beautiful flowers that are freestanding, maybe butterflies. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Butterflies that are freestanding, or even, flat flowers that are freestanding. A lot of those you can do on organza. And I have some great places to drive you for that technique where you can find some gorgeous designs to do that. Now, this was a freebie, and some of you have seen this before, but this was a freebie. I'm not sure if it's still there. that the embroiderer shop provided, and that's Zandra Shaw, and whom we all know and love. She makes beautiful designs, but this was a free one, and it is a breast cancer awareness ribbon. But of course, you can change the colors. Like unknown fact about me, I am an endometriosis survivor, so I could do a yellow one for me. But what I want you to know is and see are those beautiful little butterflies. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is that? So those are done on a pink organza. And you see how they're just fluttering out there. They're so beautiful. Love butterflies. I love bugs. I'm a weirdo. I love anything that's kind of, creepy crawly, but I love the gorgeousness of butterflies. They're so special because they are born as a caterpillar and they get reborn again into this gorgeous creature. And so this is so sweet. And again, I'm not sure if you can still find this design, but I know where I got it was the embroidery shop. Let me make sure I'm not seeing any comments. Oh, that's why. Okay, there's your comments. This is weird because I don't normally do this on swipe left to reveal comments. Swipe left. Okay, hey. That way I can see any questions. Hey, Mindy. Oh, good luck with that. Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, I think I'm going to have to stand this guy up so I can actually see your questions, comments, and concerns. So let me get that going that way. Nothing like being prepared or unprepared. There we go. Okay. So that's a couple ways you can use it. Now, let's say you have a gorgeous set of organza curtains, but you want to add something to the bottom. Maybe like a little scroll design, embroidered kind of border to it. Well, yeah, you can do that too. Now, all this takes really is it's really simple. You've got your organza and you need a wash away stabilizer. And I use a wash away mesh. It's really nice, it's lightweight, and it washes away cleanly. Do not use tearaway or cutaway. And the reason why you don't want to use those is because you can't see through them and they don't go away. So we need something as our stabilizer that is going to completely wash away. And so y'all know I use wash away for a lot of stuff. So this is a really beautiful way to do this. And it's easy. It's like one of the easiest processes ever. And it seems like, oh, it's organza. I'm so scared. Do I need a special needle? No, you're going to use your regular 75 sharp. That's all I use now. If someone else has a better idea out there, of course, post it. We know, I always love hearing your input on this. But I use a 75 needle. I'm not using a ballpoint or anything like that. I use my organza and I use my water soluble wash away stabilizer. Do I use a topper? No. Pretty lazy with this process, but it always comes out good for me. Excuse me, as you know, allergy season. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to walk you through the process to making a freestanding design. And then I'm going to quickly just show you how easy it is to do just it's a little scroll on organza as if we were doing something on the bottom of something or just adding. I mean, if although this is too stiff, if someone decided to use this as a veil, you could embroider it, right? And you could probably use almost the same process. You might want to be a little bit more careful on a lace or on a chiffon or something like that. But you want to test it first. You always want to test it. And that's what we do. We go through and test it. So I said that I have multiple colors. So I have pink, I have baby blue. Believe it or not, there's some red in here. There is gold, purple, white. I have this gorgeous, now this is hand dyed. And this is from A Bit of Stitch. What she does with her organza is she hand dyes it. And so I've got this beautiful coral color. You can see I've used it before, and I'm just hanging on to it for dear life because I love that. I've got green, I've got black, I've got blue, I've got yellow. So it comes in multiple colors. Now, where did I get these? Well, since you asked, we're going to jump over to the interwebs, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull this a little bit closer. I'm going to show you where you can find this, and this is supporting small business. That's what we love to do, right? And you're going to get good quality. I'm also going to show you some designs. I'm going to use two people. I'm going to use the Embroider Shop, and I'm going to use a bit of Stitch. So those are two of my favorite companies, and they are small businesses, and they are amazing, amazing people. I know them both. They're amazing people. So let's walk through that quickly, and then we're going to get into the embroidering. I just want you to know where you can find this stuff. So let's do our, oh, I got to put my glasses back on, even though I glare the heck out of you guys. Ugh. What's that? Oh, hey. Okay. Welcome to Anna's world where anything can happen. Pat, it is still available. Oh, great, 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 great. Mickey, thanks. Mickey said this is still available on Embroider Shop, okay? Okay, cool. Thanks, Mickey, for checking that out for me. Yeah, they are, Betty, they are wonderful, talented. I can only aspire to be like them. And of course, my best friend Hope, who is in that same realm, I can only aspire to be those people. So, yes. All right, let's jump on over. So if you're writing down notes, here we go. Okay. There, no, that's the wrong one. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. So what you're going to see on the screen first is Embroider Shop, and it is spelled a little bit different. So it's the word embroider, not embroidery, and shop, SHOPPE.com. And this is Zandra Shaw's amazing website. Now, as you all know, she also has the Hoop Fun Club, which is so much fun. And I highly suggest you join that. You're going to learn so many great techniques as well as this technique that I'm going to show you. She does a lot of that. So, okay, so here we go. When you go to her page, what you can look down at is all the fun designs and all kind of cool stuff and all this. There is also one other thing that we're going to use today, and it's called the Burnsy. And it's actually this tool right here. Let me show it to you. Let me click on it. And oh, I can't get big on it. But what it is it's a heat burning tool. And this is Sandra's version. We're going to use that. Now, as I scroll down, you can see right here, right at the bottom, look at this. There's some butterflies right there. Those are freestanding. So what I did is I just came up here to the search tab and typed in butterflies. Oops. There we go. And clicked on go because I know she has a lot of freestanding stuff. So I was like, oh, all right, here we go. And here are some beautiful butterflies right here. And this is the collection that I just purchased. This one's real pretty too. If there's a bigger picture, there's not a bigger picture. Unless I scroll down, there probably is, isn't there? Yeah, there we go. Look at these flowers. These are lovely. So these are all done on organza. There's some pansies, one of my favorite flowers. So we're going to do something like this today. But let me show you the butterflies I got. Were these right here. So they're the 3D butterflies. And what's cool about these is, although I'm not going to show you this technique, you can layer these so they have multiple wings, and which is really, really cute. So you can see right here that this is what she means by 3D is there's multiples right there. And I thought that was just gorgeous. This is the design I'm going to show you today right here, just because I have it. But look how pretty these are. I mean, they're so pretty. Now, what's one cool thing that she did with hers is you can buy a light kit. And let me show you this. So a light kit, and you can hang your butterflies. How cute is that? I absolutely love that. Oh yeah, Mindy, I've got those hangers, girl, and I cannot wait to make them. Thank you, Ronnie. I can't wait to make the hangers too. Now, if we go out here and look, let me see here. Oh, it's telling me to log in. Stop. Okay. I think over here, if we go to categories, and you'll see the 3D flowers, 3D projects, all that. And let me see if she has the organza up on her site right now. She's got a lot of great, yes, organza products. She's got a lot of great designs. So let's click on that. And you're going to come through here and you're going to look. Okay. I was looking for her or actual organza, but you can search through the website. Now here's one right here. These are, that's that red and green that I got to do, here they are right here. So here's some organza right here, that beautiful red, that beautiful green. She's also including the stabilizer and the lights for these Christmas poppies. Which one is this? Christmas poppies. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to do something like that today. But I want you to know where you can grab your stuff. The other place you can go to is, let's come up here and go to a bit of stitch. So a bit of stitch. And a bit of stitch is Miss Evie Hawkins. And she has some beautiful, fun designs. I like her. She does a lot of teeny tiny designs. And those are a lot of fun. She is a Baby Lock ambassador, so she has a lot of great things out there. And let's go to the word shop. Let's see if she's still selling that organza, because I know I had to have it when I saw her hand dye them. But she's got all of her designs here, and I believe she has some, let's see, 3D. There were, at one time she had some 3D designs. And I'm just going to keep scrolling forever, right? So let's come up here and look in the categories. Okay, is there a shop or search box? We're going to type in organza and see what pops up. There it is right there. Okay, silk organza. So that's the other thing I didn't mention to you is that it's either made of like a polyester weave or silk. The one definitely I know from a bit of stitch is silk, so which is quite lovely. So let's click on that. Let's just take a look at those colors. Oh, how pretty. Look at all those colors. And they're $5 a fat quarter, which isn't really too bad. So, and you don't need, what happened, Anna? Which you don't need a whole lot for these projects. So check that out too. So a bit of stitch. And I think she had some butterflies also, if I remember. I'm going to just go up to the search up here and go to type in the word butterflies. There they are. Oh, that was it. That was the applied bugs. I do have this one. And look, there's a bee. Oh. So so these are freestanding as well. Oh, I just need to do that bee, don't I? I have this collection. I need to just get to it. So check out other, location or other places, do a Google search, but I do suggest buying from a reputable company with your organzas like the Embroider Shop or a bit of stitch, and that is a bit of stitch. So I just wanted to show you guys that just so you know where I get my stuff. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go over to the meridian today, and we're going to start on the meridian. And what I'm going to do is talk about how to layer everything and how to actually do one of those freestanding ones. And then what we'll do is we'll come back to the Solaris and we'll just do a little stitch out on organza, just if you wanted to do a border on something. So it's kind of two types of things. But what I want you to know that I have here that's very dangerous is a heat burning tool. So it's really hot. That's how you tell if it's hot. You don't know. I'm not touching my face. I am like 5 inches from my face and I can feel it. So these are really hot. You can see that the tip is blue right now because it is super hot. Be very careful. I have to give that disclaimer. Be very careful when using these because I'm going to show you how to use one today. And I've used one of these for years. I love them. But this is the Burnsy. This is the one that I love the most. It's from Sandra Shaw's Embroider Shop because it's really hot and it lasts. I mean, it just lasts like forever. So I'll show you how that works too. All right, are we ready? I think we are. I think we are. Now, yeah, I'm not doing any IQ or anything today, but at least I'm sewing on the machine so you can see what happens. Okay. All right, so we're going to jump over there to our little girl, Mabel. And that's a little dark, so we're going to turn that on. And let me turn this guy so I can see what I'm doing. Make sure that nothing happens. Okay. Now I've already kind of started, but what is the kind of organza? But Betty, I'm not sure. Is this one's? I don't know if this is silk. I don't know. I would have to do a little research and maybe ask her. I don't want to say what it is because I am not a very good unless it's cotton. But it feels like polyester. But what I love about hers is it's a good hand and it has this gorgeous sheen to it. I mean, this absolutely gorgeous sheen to it. So let's talk about that. All right, so what I have here in my hoop for these freestanding designs, you can see I've already stitched out one. I have two layers of the pink organza, okay? So the reason why I'm doing two is because of the strength. We definitely want to use two for something that's freestanding. So I've got two layers of that. And then I have my wash away right behind it. So this is a wash away stabilizer. You can see it's a mesh, which is a lighter weight. So there we go. I've stitched out one butterfly, but I'm going to stitch out another. It's just like doing regular embroidery. However, when using, and you can see on the screen, I've already done my first one. Here's my second one. On my screen, you see my second one down at the bottom. And I am doing these two different ways because I want to show you something. When you go to do an in the hoop project and you need to burn it out of the hoop, Carol says she missed. Yes, it is a bit of stitch. So a bit of stitch. Now, what I've used here is a polyester embroidery thread, okay? Normally, if we're going to burn something out of the hoop, we do not want to use a polyester. So guess what I did? A polyester. So I can show you what can happen when you're using that burning tool, okay? What we ideally want to use for at least the outside edge of our design, at least that outline stitching there, that satin stitch on the outside, is a rayon thread. So some of you may have some rayon thread. Guess what I have? I have some old school Jenny Haskins. Yeah. Y'all remember that thread. This is rayon embroidery. Also, Madeira makes a beautiful rayon thread too. And rayon threads are great for using the burning tool because they will not melt. However, polyester will. So I wanted to make two of them to show you the difference when I put a burning tool to it. So there we go. So on the, let's do that real quick. Let's get my needle threaded. And I'm going to stitch this little guy out. It doesn't take too long. So I think I'm just going to do him all in this color blue. But this is my rayon thread. This is a really dusty, pretty blue that almost, it's one of those that almost looks purple. But it's a baby blue. And I'm just going to do the whole thing in this color. So actually, I'm going to stop. If I want to do something all in one color, did you guys know on your machines, if you go to, in the embroidery screen, if you go to layout, and even if you're in the middle of a design, you can select this key right here. Let me lighten that up a little bit. You can select this key right here. It is a spool of thread with a dashed line underneath it. So let's tap that. And all the colors will just stitch out as one. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to keep pushing the start button. So I'm going to let that just stitch out all in one color. And I think it'll be really pretty. And again, this is my rayon thread. Because polyester thread, again, will melt if you put a heat burning tool up to it. Rayon thread will not melt. And why would I need a heat burning tool? Well, when we go to cut this out, what we're going to do is we're going to cut as close as we can to the outside edge, but sometimes there's some of this organza sticking out and it doesn't look so pretty, right? So what we need to do is somehow get that away. And what that does is that heat burning tool will melt this away. But with the rayon thread, it won't hurt the stitching. But as you'll see when we do the polyester thread one, it will hurt the stitching. So it's just a distinction that we like to make when you're using a type of tool like that. So give this just a moment, and if there's any questions, you just pop right on and let me know. Of course, Carol. Thanks, Cindy, for putting that up there. And you can see I'm using a 75 needle. It's going through this organza beautifully, this wash away beautifully. So we can get a little closer view. There we go. Just a little bit closer. Isn't that blue pretty on that pink? So pretty. But this one is the one from Embroider Shop. I'll tell you that. This organza is. Now, I'm sure you could do Christmas ornaments this way. You could design your own Christmas ornaments in IQ Designer, which we may have to do towards Christmas time, and do some freestanding Christmas ornaments on organza. That would be fun. So closer to Christmas time, someone remind me of that. We'll make some of those. Can you not wet the polyester thread by watering? Okay, so Betty, yeah, you've probably been to one of my classes where we did that. Yes, you can. You can absolutely do that. And I have done that before. And that does work. But I don't know if you get the, I've done it before when the design is just stitched out on the wash away. However, I'm not sure if the organza gets wet, if it will melt away. So I'm just not quite sure. Can you use any open design to make freestanding lace? Good question. Kind of. Some open designs don't connect in a weird way. Some of them, you might have a bunch of swirlies that you want to turn into a free motion design. And the thing about that is you want to be very careful. You want to make sure they connect. If not, do them on organza. What color is the dot in my bobbin case? Ronnie, in the Meridian, I believe they're either red or purple, but the Meridian, I don't have to change my bobbin case. Now, if I was on the Altair, I would have a special bobbin case for embroidering. And that's a good point to bring up. When you're embroidering and you have a specific case for embroidery, please put that in because you're going to get a much better design. You're going to get a much better look. You're going to get a healthier embroidery. Now, in my Solaris, if you have a Solaris or the Brother Like machines, then what you can use or what you want to do is change your bobbin to the purple dot, the one with the purple dot inside. So that way, that is your embroidery bobbin. That's the one you want to use. And yes, I am completely religious on that. I don't mind taking a second to flip it out because it's going to make my embroidery much more beautiful. On the sewing side, I get that normal bobbin case back out and I put it in there. I do not leave one or the other. I've just had the best experience that way. And I can tell when I forget. I'm like, oh no, that looks bad. Yeah, great question. It may seem like a hassle, guys, but it's really not. That's Baby Lock or Brother telling you that you're going to have more success with this bobbin case. So, yeah. All right, we're almost done. Now it's going to do the centerpiece, or his little head and his little body. That's actually looking quite beautiful with just the blue rayon. Now, the difference between a rayon and a polyester is obviously the rayon and polyester, but rayon is a little bit shinier. Kim, for today, yes, I am. You can definitely take the bobbin or the thread from the top and put in the bobbin. But for today's purpose, I am. But if you wanted everything to look good on the bottom and the top, definitely you can use the other thread. Yeah, Ernestine, you're definitely going to get a much better ending, or what do you call it? Okay, we're almost there. And I want to, if Sandra's ever listening, these designs are gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now we're done. And what I'm going to do is remove this from the hoop. And I'm going to trim everything really close as I can to the outside. So let's pull this away just a little bit so I can take this out. And I'm just going to sit right here and do that. I'm going to pop it out of my hoop, and I'm going to trim both of them out of the organza. Now, I know you're going, oh, good God, that's a lot of waste. We waste stuff all the time when it comes to sewing, right? So I don't worry about that. So I'm just going to get in there and get as close as possible without snipping any of the stitches. What about the... Oh, Pat, that's a good question. You know, for my Dream Big panels, I just made sure my back piece looked good with white thread. So it's up to you. I mean, you can totally use the same color threads as the top. You know, we always teach y'all not to do that, but sometimes you kind of have to. I mean, nothing in life is foolproof, correct? So neither is embroidery. Okay. So I don't know if you can really see that very well. My lighting, again, I said it's not great this time because I'm not using my light today. But so here's most of it. I'm still going to go in there and get the rest of it out. and get in there really good. And I'm just using my little applique scissors because it's got really sharp, pointy edges, or points at the top. We'll be careful, Anna. And then in here too, by his little antenna. Don't judge my ground though. We're working on it. we're about to sod, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a beautiful front yard and backyard too. I'm so excited. I don't know if y'all know much about Florida, but North Florida, we have tons and tons of trees. So your grass is almost non-existent if you have trees. You don't have a lot of grass, but we are making it. We're going to make it happen. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of an outline of organza there. We're going to work on that, and I'm going to do the other one too. Hey, Mom. My mom just signed on. I can see her watching. Okay, so we're almost there. We're getting there. And remember that teal, this teal that I'm holding is the polyester thread. And then we're done with this. We're going to take it over to the Burnsy tool, and we're going to talk about using that properly too, because you do not want to get hurt, right? And I don't want you to get hurt. Period. I don't like when people are hurt. Let's see. Here we go. We're almost there. Let me give you some of that out. Yeah, absolutely. I will totally do that. And where I get that Burnsy tool is from the embroider shop, the first place that we looked at. And but yeah, we'll totally make sure we get that up. So okay, so I have both of them done. So again, polyester, rayon thread. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch cameras, and you're going to join me at the Burnsy tool. Hopefully it's still on. Yes, there we go. All right. Oh, no. Pull that back up. Come on back up. There we go. Like left. Okay. I'm going to bring my questions over with Allison. That's just because I'm like, yeah, girl. I just go for it. That's why. Okay. So now I've got my Burnsy tool on, and it is hot. I mean, it is so hot that, you definitely don't want children or animals around when you have this on. And I'm really serious about that because it can get, very scary. And what you can do, what I like to do, the cool thing about the Burnsy tool is it comes in this great little tube to hold it. You'll want it to cool completely. But the lid, it's hot, that goes on top of that, if you flip it over, the holder is glued to the top so you don't lose it. I've had other ones of these where I've lost this piece, and you've got to find a place to let this heat up, right? So you really need that piece. Next, what you need is a tile, and I happen to have my Baby Luck tile here. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start, and let's see if I can zoom in and get you guys to see. I probably shouldn't have this in my hand while I'm doing that, because then I'll be calling my mama. She'll be like, good God, what's wrong with you? Always hurting yourself. Yeah, Diane, it's so fun. They're so beautiful. Okay, so I've got the rayon one, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly start running it along the edge, and let me get a little closer so you can see. And I'm literally just tap touching it, okay? Just tapping it and getting rid of that stuff on the edge so you can see. Now, you don't want to hold it in one place too long, obviously, because, I mean, nothing's foolproof, right? To see how it's just burning that stuff away. Also, if you hold it there too long, you'll get little brown edges, and that's not what we want. We want some beautiful edges. Terry, thanks so much for putting that up. You guys are always so helpful. Okay, and so I'm just getting that stuff away by lightly tapping it. And yes, it stinks, by the way. And when you first get your Bernsey tool or any of these tools, they stink to high heaven. And it's because it's its first burn. It's burning off any of the, metals or chemicals that are on the whatever this tip is and all that. And you can get replacement tips for this. I'm not sure where, but I know you can. I've seen them. But yeah. Now, have I ever cleaned mine? No. Have I really ever had to? Nah. Unless you do a lot of it, and you would probably have to do a little research to see what some good ways to clean them are. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want you to try something and be like, well, Amber told me, and then I broke your Bernsey, and I'd feel so bad, and I'd be like, well, here, let me buy you another one. And I would too. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna buy you another one. Now his little antenna are hard, so I'm gonna kind of lay it down. And you'd really want to take your time. I'm gonna skip the antenna right now just because I would really want to take my time. Okay, and the reason why I have this down here is because you can, rather than you holding it up like I was, if you hold it flat and just kind of go around, you can get that out. Okay, so there's a couple spaces, but again, I would sit here and take my time. But pretty much that's what you want to do. Let's see, now I want to do it antenna. Is that not the coolest process though? And now you have these beautiful, beautiful things, Diane. Um, yeah, I mean, of course, I watched a lot of Zandra's stuff, and we used to teach this when we were out on the road too. Okay, so I've got that one done, and guess what I'm going to do? It's actually not as good as I'd like it to be, but that's okay. These are just play ones. So I'm going to take a bowl of water, and you saw me just pull that in, and I'm just going to place them in there, and I like to stick my fingers down in there and let them soak, or for however long. If you want them really stiff, you don't let them soak for too long. If you want them, a little bit softer, then you just let them soak. So there is no amount of time. There's really no amount of time. All right. So let's watch what can happen with polyester thread. Are you ready? It already happened. I touched it. And I don't know if you can see right there. You see right there where it looks shrunk up, the thread in between there. So watch this. Watch. Number one, if I leave it there too long, my thread's already popped. Can you see where my thread is popped right there? That's the reason why you don't want to use a polyester thread. You just want to be really careful. And just on the outside, get you some normal basic colors just to do the outside of these. If you want to use your polyester thread inside, that's perfect. But when you go to do these and you wait too long, and I didn't accidentally, I did it on purpose. You see that hole right there? So if I mess up, I mess up. The rayon, you're not going to have that. So if I'm accidentally just going in here and I look away for a second, number one, I just burnt a hole through my thing. So that's another thing you want to be careful of. And I'm going along and I look away for a second, my threads pop instantly. You see those little threads popping? So that's why we don't use that. Now, what Betty mentioned a moment ago, and I want to try, is you can take a little, and we used to teach this with Hope, is you can take a little bit of water. You can go around just the edges of the polyester thread, if that's all you have, and you can soak them down. Okay, so I'm soaking them down. Okay. And I wanted to check if this would still melt while they were wet. It does. So Betty, it does still work. So what I did was I wet this and I just went around the edge. And so that does work. But you can still pop threads. When it's wet, I've seen the threads pop. So just be careful when you're using this. If you don't have a rayon thread and you're going to do this, use a Q-tip, wet the edges, and then you can come in. Just what you don't ever want to do is hover. What I mean is when you're using the Bernsey is you don't want to sit here and go like this. Did you see that? And even on the rayon, you still don't want to, you want to be quick with your strokes like that, not, oh no, now I have popped edges. So that's why I wanted to show you guys that. But, okay, my little girl is probably soaked long enough for me to show you something. So I am going to grab my towel now. I'm going to lay it here, my pretty Fiesta towel. I'm going to pull her out. That looks good. I'm going to lay her down. And how I wring the water out of these is I just take them like this, lay them flat, and I kind of roll them in a tube, kind of like this, and just give it a little press. And then I unroll it. So pretty. That is so pretty. So you can see how quick I soaked that. You can do it longer and you can do it shorter. Then what I'll do is let this dry completely. When I take this over to the iron to press, because I will press it, I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it upside down. If you have a wool mat, I do suggest that. And then put a piece of cotton over it. And then just do a medium heat. Okay, just a light medium heat. Don't do your hottest setting. And then there you go. You have your beautiful little butterflies. Aren't those sweet? And let me get it close. What are you using to place your burning tool on and why while you're working? That's a baby lock emblem on. So that is a coaster that I got from Baby Lock. But if you go to, so here's these up close. If you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you're going to get a piece of tile. And it's the tile that's kind of shiny or whatever. So this is just a tile coaster. Or you can get a tile coaster because nothing will happen when this is on there. Promise you. But you're just going to get a piece of tile and use that as your base. So this is like, I don't know, Diane, what is this? Maybe like 3.5, almost 4 inches by 4 inches. So it's real tiny. So yeah, that's all you need is a little tile. And I used to have a bunch of them, but I ended up getting rid of them. So I was like, oh, I still have my Baby Lock one, and look how cute it is, and that's perfect. Ta-da. So the one thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to unplug my Bernsey tool before I walk away from it, so it can cool down. Okay. Yep. All right. Now let's jump over to the Solaris, and we're just going to do one layer of organza with just a little simple design that I pulled up on the Solaris. And let's get this over here. And I'm just switching things around, and I'm leaving you out of the process so you don't get nauseous. Okay. Some light over here. And I've already lost my organza, which is normal for me, right, guys? Oh, dang it. That's okay. All right, so we're going to switch over right here because guess what? I have more organza. All right, there we go. There she is. There's the princess, Sunny the Solaris. All right, so you see this baby delicate design right here? If I wanted to put that on a border across my, I don't know, gorgeous organza curtains or something, this is how you're going to do that. And this is just one layer, okay? One layer. Now, one thing I am going to do, because I know I have a 90 needle in here and I don't want it to rip it to shreds, I'm going to take that out and use my 75. So, I've got my 75 up here. I'm going to do that before I forget. That's why I'm doing that right now off screen. Okay, so what I have is I have my piece of wash away. I'm just going to take my organza, place it on the center, and I'm going to hoop it in a 4x4 hoop. You can barely see anything, right? But they're both there. So I'm just going to off to the side here, hoop this up. Yeah, Diane, tell your husband you need to go to Home Depot and he'll be all about it. Like, come on, girl, let's go. Although I would just send mine. I'd be like, no, you want to go to Home? He's like, okay, I'll go to Home Depot. I want to go to Home Depot. Like last night, I asked him to go to Michael's with me because I needed to run and pick something up. I'm like, we can get dinner and we can do this and we can do that. And he was like, Michael's? No. So, you know, details, right? All right. So this is just a built-in little design that I have in my Solaris. It's just a little scrolly work. And I'm just going to, now you would, of course, come in here, decide on where you want it. And you could put a little mark. You could do all that. If you wanted to join it all the way down, and I've done videos on this, we could go in and we could use the border feature, which is the little ladder, and it would add little markings on here so you could keep going with your border. And again, I have done a video on that, so if you want to see how that's done, just go check it out. And before we leave, I will make sure to show y'all how to easily find my videos again. So I am at now, let me return. I am now going to go to my embroidery screen. I'm going to go to my layout. This is 2 colors, and I just want it to stitch in 1 color. So again, I'm going to select that little thread spool with the little dash lines up under it. And I'm going to place this little girl underneath. Oh, hello, you must have pulled that out. And I've just got a gray thread in here. And I'm just going to place it under here. And I just want you to watch it. How beautifully it stitches out. There's also another fun material I'll tell you guys about that I like to embroider on. It's an heirloom material. And thanks to my bestie Hope, she introduced me to a material. Let me stop that and grab that long thread. That I love to embroider on. You can do freestanding stuff on this too. So I just want to show you that while that's stitching. I'm going to grab that. If I can find it, y'all can hear me digging. Down here. Y'all have one of those sewing rooms where you just don't know where anything is? My poor mother wants to clean it so bad, but then I wouldn't know where anything is. All right, while that's stitching, look how pretty that is. It's just, I know y'all can't see the organza because it's a light blue, but it's stitching beautifully on that. Another material that you can use, it can be a little pricey, so you just kind of buy it when you can. And I don't buy it in full yards, but I have a bunch of like these little scraps. This is called English cotton netting. And a lot of you heirloom ladies out there have a bunch of this. You can use this just like you can do organza. And it looks like tulle. It has the little circles in it, but it's actually cotton. It's like a fine spun cotton. And this stuff is gorgeous when it's embroidered on. So you can do your freestandings on these. So those butterflies, I could layer a piece of organza and this, and how cool would that look? Now I'm going to have to do it. So you used to be able to find it through Martha Pullen. I'm sure you can just search out there English cotton netting. Now there's a way to prepare it before you sew on it. So you're going to dunk it in some warm water, and then because it is cotton, you want it to shrink. So lay it out, let it get about 70 or probably about 80% dry. Starch it really good, and then press it and till it's dry, and now it's prepared. This piece needs to be prepared. I can feel it. But it's going to embroider the best when you do it like that. So beautiful stuff. And again, you'll have to search for it. We used to get it through Martha Pullen, but that's really kind of non-existent. I don't know. If you have any ideas where to get it, yeah, put it up in the put a link up or name up for me. This one's prepared, and I can tell because it's stiff, because I probably starched the heck out of that one. Now if I put it under there, oh, you can't really see, but I can see the pink on this little guy, and it's so pretty. So pretty. And I love the idea of hanging it on the little lights and having a little bit of fun with it. Spray starch. So spray starch, you could use the gold, oh, what is it? Is it Faultless or gold? I don't know. One of those you get at the store, not at a quilting store, and it's got the gold cap. That's the one that we liked. It didn't flake. Now just for that. Otherwise, for my fabric, I use Best Press. I like that because it's light, but it adds body. But for the English cotton netting, you need something a little stronger. This design is really pretty. And when this one's done, we'll take it out and we'll trim really close, and I'll dunk it. And let me get my scissors. And then you'll see how well it did. And this design was actually too big for my hoop. Okay, there, Mary, thanks. And thanks, Denise. Faultless Premium, yes. And okay, Mary, I should have thought of Mood. I've gotten some organza from Mood before. Yeah, so Mood Fabrics sells the English cotton netting. Like I said, it is pricey. That's why I'll buy it like in the quarter yards. So since I don't use it that much, Etsy has English cotton netting. It seems this would last longer for freestanding lace on the water soluble. Yeah. So yeah, so there's some places out there now, and I should have said Mood earlier too, guys, about the organza, but you know me, I like to support my local gals, and I say local, I mean small business when I say that. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to trim that little thread, get him out of the way. Okay. I'm going to remove it from the hoop. Look how pretty that looks. It's nice, it's tight. That pulling, you see the pulling? That's the stabilizer. That's not the organza. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take it out first, flip it over. And what I would do is, kind of just come in here and trim it really close. Let's do it from the back side. All right, got my duckbill down. Not like I was showing you last week. But at least I told you I was doing it wrong last week. And I'm going to come in here and just kind of get off as much as possible. Don't have my duckbill down. Let's get it the right way. And what the duckbill does is it helps you not cut the fabric. And go in here. Get that off. And of course you would trim all those beautiful, but look how pretty. Okay, so I'm going to quickly dunk that while we are on camera. It's sitting with me. I don't want to bring the water near my machine, and let that set for just a couple seconds, and then we'll wring it out. But while that's doing its thing, I'm going to turn the camera back onto me, and we can talk. If anybody wants to talk about anything, ask questions. There are, You know, a lot of cool things I'm sure you guys will come up with on how to use this technique, but especially for those freestanding. Let's see, here we go. Yeah, Mindy, I buy it by the big, you know, the big ones, not the gallon. It's right underneath there, and I just keep I refill mine. But yeah, I do too. It's nice because if you use it a lot, like I do, then you want to not have to keep buying it. You can refill your bottle. Now there is a new one out there called Flatter, and it's a nice one too. But I'm still a Best Press girl. I think it adds a little bit extra body to my fabric, and I just think it's really really nice. So, but try the Flatter. We sell that at the shop, and I like that too. It really gets wrinkles out. Boy, does it. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I have my towel. She's been soaking long enough for right now for our purpose. And I'm just gonna bring it up. And I'm gonna wring it out real quick. My water's somewhere safe. Okay. Y'all couldn't tell, my sewing room is kind of close quarters. When you see me doing something, I'm like, here, I'll just put it here. I literally don't have any room. But that's going to change. I think in September, I'm going to start working on my sewing room. I have to wait till then because I got so much going on next month. But all right, so I'm going to do my little roll thing where I'm just going to roll it up into my towel. And I'm just going to give it a little press. Yeah, Carol. Yeah, a lot of people do. They think it's just, and it does get some wrinkles out. I was like, whoa, this stuff's cool. I think I do have some. I have the pineapple one. It smells really good. I do have some here. All right, now this is just to, you know, again, look how pretty that is. You see how pretty that stitched out? Do you see any buckling or anything? No, you don't. It's perfect. And that's just by, you know, this would be pretty to put like if you've got like an open space on a bag or something, I don't know, over a pocket or something, and just have this little bit of sheen and all that. But isn't that pretty? This one's almost dry. That's organza dries so fast. Now, again, what I would do is take this over to the iron when when it's done drying, do a low to medium heat, place it upside down. Any embroidery you're going to press, place it upside down. Upside down on my wool mat, I'll put a piece of cotton over there and I'll just quickly press it just to get a rip in it. And you don't want to you don't need to spray anything on it. But look how pretty that is, guys. I love when things work. Love when things work. This worked. And my butterfly worked. So hopefully that'll get you away from being scared to embroider on organza. You can't hurt it. I just went and used a 90 needle. I think it's too big. It would probably tear it up a little bit. Otherwise, you know, here you go. The proof is in the pudding. It works beautifully. Maybe a super duper duper dense design might not work that great on it, but I mean, just practice it. You can, you know, just take a little piece like I did and just practice with it. So, all right, let's see if there's any questions out there. And hopefully, let me know if that gets you over your fear a little bit if y'all start doing some free motion. I keep calling it free motion, but you know what I mean. I had it a sneezy. Okay, it's gone. Ooh, Lynn, that's a great idea. Okay, so Lynn's suggestion is stitch something out, take a hand embroidery hoop, the wooden ones, put it in there, put a string around it, and hang it like a sun catcher. Girl, great idea. Great idea. Ooh, now you got to do one, Lynn, and you got to post it. So yeah, do that. Try that. I think that would be really beautiful. Ooh, that's a great idea. Okay, so we got our little guys here, and wherever my piece just fell to the floor, you guys can do this. You got this. So If you need any help with anything else, just let me know. Thank you so much for all joining me again for another fun and educational Facebook Live Sunday. Post your pictures. Let me quickly show you, the people who are new, if you have a moment and you want to hang on for just a moment, how to quickly find our classes. Okay, so I'm going to bring you back out to the interwebs, as I like to call them. And we're going to go to our Facebook page. So let's go to Facebook right here. And all right, so you pull up your normal Facebook and all that, and you'll go find the Forever BB Louise group. So I'm gonna click on it there. And all you have to do is, if you're on a tablet or something, right up here, you'll see the word files, okay? If you're on a computer, you'll see the word more. So click on more, and both of y'all are going to select on the words files. Then what you want to do is you'll see this very top little file right here, and this is an actual file. So Facebook Live video list. Okay, so we're going to click on that. Now, wherever you may have to click on, it may open it up and you have to click on it again. Mine will open up a PDF down, or save the PDF down here, and I can just click on it to open it. Wherever yours open up, it may just open up nicely and quickly for you. But I'm just going to tap down there, and there we go. So everything is interactive, which is really nice, which means if you go down and scroll and you're like, today I want to learn how to make patches. So number 15 is patches. This blue link, I'm just going to click on it. And what you'll see is, once you scroll down, is the video. And then you just push play, that play button right there, you'll just push it. And you are ready to go. All right, so thank you all so much for coming again today. I hope you guys have had a beautiful weekend. I hope you will have a wonderful week. If you need anything, just let me know. Thank you so much again for all your support. I really appreciate you all. Thank you to all of our I don't even know what to call you guys, all our members, our awesome members who have been here since day one, day 101, day whenever, day yesterday. So I thank you guys so much. So have a great week. And again, thank you, everyone. And remember, shop local, shop small. And I will see y'all next week. I think I'm doing a foot fetish this week, so keep your eye out for that. Y'all have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.